everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for 72 hours in the Smut Den. So I have made a very last minute decision to join the readathon 72 hours in the Smut Den, which is being run by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy, Mel from Mel Lenore Reads, Bobby from a channel that I've forgotten the name of, I'm so sorry. I will link it below though, and Rye from Rye's Reading Corner. It's last minute because, as you guys probably know, smut isn't a super big thing that I read very much. So I wasn't certain that I was going to do it. It's still Eurovision-a-thon, so I was more interested in focusing on that. But the book that I was going to read for Eurovision-a-thon, the final book, I'm not that keen on, to be honest, and I can't find any other books for other countries that I haven't already read that I just have here. So I decided that maybe it'll be fun to do the Smut Den. I won't be spending 72 hours actually in the Smut Den. Probably not going to be a thing that I really want to do for that long. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Obviously there's not. It's just, I don't know. It's just not really my thing that much. Maybe sometimes, like now. Anyway, so I just need to adjust the angle. I don't think that's a great angle. Alright, so I haven't spun the wheel or anything yet. I'm doing the light side because aforementioned, probably still too much of a newbie to do the dark side. So I haven't spun that yet, so we'll do that in a minute. But I have gathered together as many books as I own. That's not true. I could just go straight for the ACOTAR series, but I'm not 100% sure that I want to read the entire ACOTAR series. We'll just see how we go. But I have gathered a bunch of books here that I own that I think are probably going to be smutty. So we do have a book that I have not read from the ACOTAR series, which is A Court of Frost and Starlight. I do also have A Court of Silver Flame, so I could go for that one as well, although it's quite thick, so I'll probably prefer the novella. But that's definitely going to be smutty. We have Red, White and Royal Blue, which is definitely smutty, although I read that earlier this year, so I'm not 100% sure I'd particularly want to reread it, but it's here. Like I said, I do have the rest of ACOTAR, so that's also an option. Then I have Only When It's Us by Chloe Lees. This was sent to me by Ellie from Earl Grey Books. I don't know how smutty it's going to be. It's definitely a romance. Ellie sent it to me because she really enjoys this series and this author, but also she thought that it might be a nice kind of jumping off point for me. So I don't know if it's going to be super smutty, but I think there'll be a little bit because Ellie loves her romance and she's not afraid of smut. So yeah, that one potentially. Then we have Get a Life Chloe Brown by Tali Hibbert. Definitely has smut. I have read this one before, but I think I'm due a reread. So yeah, that one definitely could come up. Another reread which I am definitely due a reread is Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. Definitely smutty. Kind of feel like this could potentially go on the darker side, but we'll see what happens. And then I have The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. Now, I've only read The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. It wasn't particularly smutty, but it's a romance, so it could have some. So I don't know. We'll just see, but it's a potential. And then I have my Kobo here. Woo! Which I almost dropped. So I have a bunch of potential options on here. I was just having a look through the Overdrive for my library at some of the romance, and I noticed that Well Met by Jen DeLuca, which I do believe is a bit smutty, was on there to borrow. I know that Kindle Unlimited has heaps of smutty books, but I don't have Kindle Unlimited, and I don't know if I can get it on this, because it's not a Kindle. So that's not an option at the moment. But yeah, I do have a bunch of potential options on here, plus I could go through the sale buy books section. I don't like to spend more than $10 on a book on my e-reader, and I certainly would prefer to, on a romance smutty book that I'm probably only going to read for this one readathon, probably prefer, to be honest, to only spend about $5-ish. So we'll see how we go, but I could come up with something, but definitely Well Met is an option there as well, since I saw it that it's available to borrow. Quite a lot of the romance that I was looking through for Overdrive weren't actually available. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I will spin the wheel and see what happens. The kickoff sprints are happening on Mel's channel right now, and you can get the spinner wheel there, so that's helpful. Alright, so I've got the spinner wheel up. I will just start the screen recording. Okay. Let's spin that wheel. Friends to lovers. Friends to lovers. Okay. Friends to lovers. The problem with, of course, is that half the time I don't know what the books are about. So definitely not Get a Life Chloe Brand. That's definitely not Friends to Lovers. Queenie, absolutely not. All right, so this one definitely isn't, because the first thing says, ever since she sat next to me in class and gave me death eyes, Willis Sutter's been on my shit list. So yeah, that's definitely not Friends to Lovers. This is definitely not either. This is definitely not either. What about the road trip? No, this is a Second Chance. Right, we might be into the e-reader. I think Well Met is Enemies to Lovers. It's helpful when most things are the opposite of what you just spun. I just saw that had something that had a bow. Hope Harbour. Let's have a look what that one is. Hope Harbour by Irene Hannon. Nope. That does not sound like Friends to Lovers at all. Yeah, most of these are not available to borrow. Bookshop by the Sea. Yeah, that's not Friends to Lovers either. Maybe I should just, Google what book is Friends to Lovers. That could be helpful.
What about Pride and Prejudice?
That's Enemies to Lovers. That's the OG Enemies to Lovers.
Is it though?
Yes. They freaking hate each other. Darcy and Elizabeth hate each other to begin with.
I don't think they actually do.
Okay, well, they very much dislike each other to begin with. They are 100% not friends.
They dislike themselves for their attraction to each other.
Yeah, but they're still not friends at all.
They just, agree on everything.
It's definitely the Enemies to Lovers trope, even if you don't necessarily agree with the way
with their definition of enemy.
Yeah, it's the OG Enemies to Lovers.
Yeah. Whereas to me, an enemy is more like Sauron and Gandalf, right?
Okay, but
right? Don't get me wrong, I'd totally ship that.
You heard it here first. Oh, actually.
Yeah, if you've got any Sauron Gandalf /fiction, post that in the comments.
There you go. Fanfiction /fiction for Sauron and Gandalf. Rowan would like, please. Thank you very much. You can send it care of me. Actually, Sense and Sensibility could potentially count as Friends to Lovers. Because, what's his name? Edward. Is it Edward? Yes, Edward and Eleanor. Sorry?
Isn't Edward the vampire one?
Because Edward and Eleanor are friends. To become friends and then become very attracted, and then there's all this. I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm stretching it too much, but got to go with some Jane Austen, the OG. Although, hang on, no, that's not even slightly smutty. It's the Smut Den. That's not even slightly smutty.
I didn't know smut was the...
Yeah, it's smut. We're talking smut. Got to be smutty in any way. So no, I can't do enemies. I can't do any Jane Austen. I will keep looking. Oh yeah, so I was looking on Google. That's what I was doing.
Googling for smut.
Yeah, Friends to Lovers smut. It ends with us by Colleen Hoover. I have heard a lot of stuff about that, but definitely not that it's, I guess it's potentially smutty, but I wouldn't call it romantic from what I've heard. The Friend Scheme. Friends without benefits. What has Goodreads got to say? Quite a few Christina Lauren books in here, actually. People Meet on Vacation, I've heard, is quite good. I might try that one. Don't know how smutty it is, but anyway, we'll see how we go. I feel like I might need to spin again after all that. I feel like the combination of audiobook and smutty romance being both a little bit out of my comfort zone probably isn't the best way to approach this. So after all that, sorry anyone from the Smut Den, I hope you don't mind. We're going to try again. After all that, we're going to try again. We've got sports. This one, the female character is the next generation of women's soccer. So we're going to go with this one. This one is fairly long, actually. 361 pages long, but it's quite, I think it's self-published, so it's kind of quite a dense read, I think. Dense book. Anyway, we're going to go with this one. I have 72 hours, so even if all I read is this in those 72 hours, that'll be fine. So that is Only When It's Us by Chloe Lees, I think is how you pronounce the surname. I'm terribly sorry. I've probably pronounced it really badly. Anyway, I'm going to get started on this one. So yeah, I guess I'll film myself doing a little bit of reading. Hello. It is about 3:30 on Saturday afternoon, so I haven't really managed to do, well, I definitely haven't managed to do a full amount of time reading. I'm not going to go into detail now, but things have been not amazing for me lately, mental health wise. So I've been finding I've been watching more TV. That tends to be my coping mechanism more than reading. So yesterday wasn't a great day for that reason, but I have now read 236 pages of Only When It's Us, so I'm up to page 236. So I am about 2/3 of the way through the book. I'm really enjoying it. It's really well written, very minimal smut, hardly any, but yeah, really enjoying it. So I just thought I'd update you on how we're going. Don't know whether I'm going to do another spin. I'll just see how I get on with this and whether I finish it today and have time, but yeah, that's where we're going. Hello, it's Sunday morning and I have finished Only When It's Us. There was some smut at the end of the book, quite a bit at the end actually, so I think it counts. Unfortunately, for some reason, I do not seem able to get access to the wheel. Both, I don't I assume it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's our internet here or what. But yeah, I can't spin the wheel. So I'm just going to read a book that I actually really want to read, which is The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. Judging from the flat share, there's not going to be a huge amount of smut in here, but there might be a little bit. So I think that it still counts, and I want to read it, so that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, not sure that I'm going to get it finished today because I do have some other stuff I need to do. I'm going to a friend's place this afternoon. I was hoping to do a bit of filming, although whether or not that happens, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to read some. So I'll check in with you later. I forgot to say that I really enjoyed Only When It's Us. Also, by the way, yeah, I thought the characters were really well written, which is definitely my favourite part. But overall, it was really fun and enjoyable. The only thing I will say is that I think it was probably a little bit long. Like they had the miscommunication trope in there, which actually was done really well. And normally that's a trope that annoys the absolute crap out of me, but it's actually done really well. But I do think that it was dragged a bit and didn't necessarily need to have quite so many instances of miscommunication. But it did make sense as to why it kept happening, in terms of the characters and what they were like and what they were kind of dealing with. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. Anyway, I have my coffee. I have I've tripped all over the cup. I have my book and hello. It is Monday morning. I read about, I don't even know what that is, a very small amount of the road trip yesterday. Not come across any smut. So I read some of that in the morning, and then I went to a friend's house for coffee and donuts, which was lovely to catch up with her. And then when I got home, I just didn't. Sorry, I've just gotten up. I just didn't read. I watched some YouTube and watched TV, basically. But I actually just realised that we have some more hours in the Smut Den. I thought that it finished yesterday, but it finishes today, so that means I can do some more reading. I don't know if I'll finish this today because I do also want to edit and this video, and I've got some other things I want to do, but I'm gonna give it a red hot go. Anyway, yeah, I'll check in with you later towards the end of the day, and let you know how I went. And say goodbye. Hello. So I am a third of the way through The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. It's actually after the 72 hours in the Smut Den has finished, so I only managed to read the one book, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I haven't come across, well, there's been allusions to smut, but no smut yet in this book, so I don't think it would really have counted anyway. I am enjoying it, however, and yeah, I'm keen to finish reading it. Probably not today, but probably tomorrow. So anyway, that's it from me today. That is the end of my vlog. Let me know in the comments below, did you go on a journey through the Smut Den? Did you use dark or light? Let me know all of that in the comments below. If you would like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me what you think is the smuttiest or sluttiest emoji. That's just Rowan laughing at me.
Just wondering if you're going to get your channel blocked.
It's just an emoji. What's the worst they can do?
I mean, delete your channel, but...
There's way worse things on YouTube. Plus, I'm too small for them to care about in any way.
You just asked the question.
I know. Anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.